Yo, let me get down on some of that. I haven't shot a basketball in like easily since I was in high school.
Nope.
Oh, dude, money. Gucci.
Nope.
Here we go. Gucci.
Oh my
Oh yeah. Look at that baby. I need it. I want it. Man, it's so hot. I'm melting. Dude, my fucking skin is completely saturated to my pants. Moist in the pants from the bike. What's up, dude? Oh shit, it's hot. Well, what's going on, YouTube? I had a little bit of time free today, so I thought I'd do a quick little video. I haven't done a product review or anything yet on my channel, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to do I guess a product review of my bike. I have about 1,500 miles on it so far, so I thought it'd be kind of a good time to say, you know, hey, I've ridden this for a little while. I've ridden a lot of other motorcycles, let you guys kind of know what I think, and maybe do a little mini tutorial. Woo-hoo! Oh shit. Oh dang, good timing. Hot dog. That's sick. Anyways, on the topic of seeing flying aircraft, I have some footage to show you guys from a Blackhawk mission. It was just like a little training flying exercise. Alright, let's see if I can go do a little bit of baby wheelie action. The way into this place is so cool. It's like a little street bike, dirt bike trail. It's a nice little parking lot where there's never anybody at night, so you can kind of get away with practicing wheelies and all that fun jazz. I'll show you guys my bike. So anyways, this is the mine's the 2015 one. I could have got a 2016 one, but actually it's the exact same thing. The only difference they changed is just the layout of the decals and where the Yamaha and where the R3 are. Everything else is literally the exact same. I think maybe the color is even the same. But anyways, I've had the bike so far, and like I was saying in my last video, there is a couple recalls. I'm going to get those fixed next week, and that's obviously free and taken care of by Yamaha. But yeah, so far I really love the bike, and I feel like the longer I ride it, the more it's broken in and the more it just like suits and fits my riding style just like perfect. So far what I have done is I replaced the OEM turn signals for these flush mount ones. I got the, it seems to be in the R3 forums, and for the most part online everybody gets these TST ones. I actually went and chose to get the smoked ones because they match the gray hair a little bit better. I have the rear seat cowl that I also got through Yamaha, and I like it a lot. It gives it a nice sporty look. I don't really ever ride passengers on my bike, so that's a good thing for me. The most time consuming thing I've done is the Fender Eliminator, but I do have to say that as far as the way that the bike looks, it's the most rewarding work I have done so far. So anyways, the Fender basically came out pretty far like this and down like a big dirt bike fender, and basically all I really had to do is take off the seat here. You take off this panel here, it's 2 screws, take off the seat cowl, and it's just like plug and play, and then a couple screws to put it up in the bottom there, and then you're done. I have the Akrapovich GP slip on, and that probably dropped like, I don't know, maybe like 10 pounds off the bike. It makes it sound a lot better. So maybe that even adds a little bit to the horsepower of the bike. Something that kind of bothers me, but I can't really do anything about it, was the stock exhaust had this additional black piece that kind of came up and over right here that added more coverage that I think would look really cool with this exhaust, but it was held on by the stock exhaust itself. So with this one on there, it doesn't fit, or you can't really put it back on there anymore, so that's fine. I just ordered some of the CNC eBay brake levers, the black ones with the blue adjuster that should be here in a couple weeks. They're coming from China. But honestly, the CRG ones that you can order through Revzilla for this bike, because Pazzo and I think a couple of the other larger manufacturers that make the levers for these, or they're popular for making levers, they don't actually make them for this bike because it's too new. So I went ahead and I ordered the ones from China that are, because it ended up being $19 for the set of 2, when the CRG one through Revzilla ended up being like $98 per lever. So, you know, $200 versus $20. It's a no-brainer for me. And I read reviews of the people that did get the ones from China, you know, aside from having to wait like, you know, 3-4 weeks to get them, that they ended up being like pretty sturdy quality metal that won't really disappoint you. So I don't see a problem with that. But yeah, so that's the bike so far. You know, I really enjoy it. I don't really do a ton of highway riding, so I'm not constantly having to, I guess, ride it at high RPM and, you know, 6 gears, since really this bike, when you're riding on the highway, if you're going like 80-85 miles an hour, it's pretty, you're revving it pretty hard for a pretty long time. So I guess that's not really a complaint, but for me, I ride around town all the time anyway, so it's not like I'm always riding its, you know, wringing its brains out all the time, but I do ride it pretty hard. So as far as doing wheelies on this bike goes, you legit can't do a power wheelie on this bike. It does not have the power. You could try, but unless you can bench press 400 pounds, just pull the thing up by your own arm strength, like, you can maybe get it up an inch trying to do a power wheelie. But you can use the clutch, and you can do a clutch up wheelie in first and sometimes second gear if your timing is really good. For this bike, when I'm doing wheelies, it's like I have to pin it. I have to I have to pull the throttle wide open, and kind of do an action where you twist the throttle, you pull in the clutch, and then you let the clutch out while you're holding the throttle down still, and it'll pull it up. However, if you're not riding a 300 or a 250, do not do that, or you will loop that thing and that bitch will fall on your head. But yeah, if you're used to ride like a 600 or a 1000, like I'm coming from a 1000 to this bike, and I was surprised at how much throttle I did have to give it to actually do a wheelie, because on my old bike, man, you just a quarter turn of throttle and you could pull it up to the balance point almost if you're popping the clutch out. But yeah, if you're looking at like speed or RPM, like I'm going about 8-9 miles an hour before I'm pulling the clutch in, and like it's pretty much right when you can feel the power actually hit and start to accelerate in first gear. That's right, like right as soon as it hits that point, pulling in the clutch. And the part where I have problems with it is just my confidence. Like I need to hold the clutch in longer before I let it out, and then it'll bring it up higher, and that's where I'm kind of working on myself right now personally. That's a pretty good one. I like the sound of this thing too, right? This thing makes the funniest little sound. Like it's a little small engine, but it has so much heart and so much courage, and so yeah, just again, all I'm doing is I'm hitting like 8-9 miles an hour, and then like giving it full throttle wide open. And as soon as you feel the power hit, that's when you gotta, you know, try not to look down, keep your eyes forward, watch where you're going, but pull in the clutch, maybe wait like 1-2 seconds depending on how brave you are. You know, at first just do it a little, like give it a little pop, because the first time you actually feel, like when you're starting to do wheelies, the first time you feel it come up, like the first time you feel that, like That feeling where it kicks back and it pulls you no matter what kind of motorcycle you ride. Like if you haven't done a wheelie, it feels very aggressive and it feels very scary. But once you keep riding your bike and you're practicing wheelies on your bike, that's going to be what helps you improve and what helps you find and get up higher to the balance point. And then from there, it's like going to be what helps you sustain and do a bigger wheelie. But you know, I mean, even if you're not getting up to the balance point, you can still ride a pretty decent wheelie and just, you know, ride the RPMs out until it's, you know, can't keep it up anymore. But I think this guy's watching me. I'm gonna dip out. But yeah, that's pretty much crash courses and wheelies. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that could give better advice and better tips, and maybe they can leave some comments and give some better pointers. But for me, like that's how I've learned, and that's what I watched other people do in person. I've watched YouTube tutorials and videos of people that are really good at wheelies say that, you know, that's kind of how they learn and that's how they practice. My only advice would be, for sure, like 100%, do not start on a road when you're doing wheelies. Start in a parking lot. Make sure you're wearing all your gear, because if you over or under anticipate something, it'd be very easy to lose control or fall, or, you know, have your front end smash down pretty hard on you and get all wobbly and lose control and all that. Thank you. But yeah, definitely, before you even attempt to even practice wheelies, even if you're really good at wheelies, you should always wear your gear. There's too many videos on YouTube of people, maybe it's because they're wearing a GoPro or something and they think they're hot shit, but people are doing wheelies and sure enough they crash, and then it's on YouTube. And more so than them getting hurt is their pride and their sadness that is always captured in the aftermath of their bike and how they broke it, and now they're bummed out because they gotta get fixed or they can't afford to get it fixed. But yeah, always start in a parking lot for sure. And then, you know, once you get better at it, you know, maybe do it on the road if there's no one around, or if you're in a, you know, a rural setting where no one's gonna give you crap or pull you over. And then kind of what I've been doing is when I'm out on the road, if I'm practicing wheelies, what I do is I'll get to a section, like here's double yellow, but I'll get to a section where there's like a dotted line, and what I'll do is, so I'll pop a wheelie and I'll try to see if I can get it to like the next line in the road, and then I'll try to see if I can get it for like 2 lines worth of distance on the road. And for me, like that's all I am right now. Like I can maybe make it to 2 and then I can't keep going. But there's people that, you know, I've watched videos, and that seems to be kind of a good point to like gauge how much you're improving on how far you can ride a wheelie on distance. I mean, I've been riding motorcycles my whole life, and I've always kind of been scared or intimidated by them. However, I still think it's fun to do, even if you're not very good at them or you don't do them very high. You know, as long as you're doing what's comfortable for you, you're not riding to the point where you're just uncomfortable or over your head, and you're not going to fall or lose control. I think that's all good. But yeah, I guess kind of getting back to the bike, you know, as far as its functionality, the mirrors in there, I do want to get some of those mirror block offs and maybe get a little handlebar bar end mirror. But compared to other motorcycles I've ridden, these mirrors actually sit at a pretty good height where you don't have to like really break your neck bending down trying to see like if there's somebody behind you, and they're pretty easy to angle at a position where you can tell if someone actually is behind you or not. But yeah, this bike, it really does have a lot of torque to it. Like, there's one behind me. Here, check this out. You can literally, like, no gas, you can just like start walking it, let the clutch out, and it'll run on its own. Boom. Anyway guys, that's about it for this video. Just wanted to check in, see what's up, say what's up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the videos so far. If there's anything that you guys want to see or want me to do, I'm totally open-minded. So hit me up in the comments, let me know. And you guys have a fresh day, and I will talk to y'all later.